Your hair looks fine, Ethan.
It's just that high forehead.
That's what it is.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello,
You have my headphones in, is that right?
Yes. So what the listeners will hear and see will be this. Hello, everyone. It's the 2-Minute Terminator. I'm Ethan McKinley, your host, and this is a split-screen Skype podcast for the 2-Minute Terminator. Hopefully, this will be the first of many, because those wise guys at Canal, what are they called? Studio Canal, have banned all our podcasts. Yesterday, I was trying to have legal wranglings with Studio Canal so we can actually proceed with this podcast. So if we do, and you're watching this on YouTube, and you can see my face with my enormous forehead, and you can see Ellie, who looks like she's in the final stages of full-blown AIDS, success. We were successful, basically.
Oh, God.
Hello, American listeners. How are you? I'll stop illegally downloading Spectre so we can have a nice, good internet signal. Should I say that loud?
Why are you downloading
Great.
Spectre? I thought you said it was shit.
It was shit, but I paid to see it, so it's okay to kind of watch it. I just wanted to just do an addendum, if you will. I've had a message today from a message today from the agents I met on Friday. Rossmore, David Ajala's agent.
The Witches of Eastwick.
Yes, the Witches of Eastwick. Now, before I proceed, Ellie, what do you think? What do you think was the tone or the thrust, if you will, of the letter?
That you're amazing, but they don't have anything open on their books at the moment.
You know me so well. And why would they have said that? All right, basically it says, many thanks for coming to see us last week, and we're so sorry to hear about your poorly father.
You told them about that?
I wouldn't exactly say he was poorly. He's kind of dead. Anyway, the funeral's on Friday. Today's Wednesday.
I told them that. Did you go with the fucking sob story?
No, I didn't, but I just said I've been going back and forth between Birmingham and London to help look after him and stuff, which is true. I didn't really want to go, he's dead, in the interview, because it would look like I was trying to play on their heartstrings. I didn't want to do that.
So I
lied! With regards to representation, having given the matter a great deal of thought, we are unable to offer you representation at this time. We wish you every success in the future. What was the point in going in? So I'm going to ask them what the actual problem was, because why not? Why not?
Are you going to contact this George guy?
I guess I'll have to. He's all I've got.
Is he the only one?
Yeah.
You need to stop puffing paint, dude. It's no good for you.
Yeah, I've been...
You'll go from looking like a wee bairn to a fucking warlock.
Well, I'm old enough to be a fucking warlock. My mother's a witch.
Can we hit the music?
Yes, let's hit the music. It's the 2-Minute Terminator, everyone. Welcome. This is the new... That's Ellie Fitzgerald. This is the new split-screen Skype version of the show. If you're listening to this on Soundcloud or iTunes, please tune in. Come and look at our faces. We've had loads of makeup done. They've spent hours manicuring us and putting on the right outfits and stuff, so we look nice for you. Except her. Which side are you on? She's on one of these sides.
You said her. That's a fucking step up.
He acknowledged I'm not a young boy. Hit the music.
Watch out for machines, they're unstoppable. Watch out for machines, they will rule the world.
We are back. Hello, everyone. Sorry for the sporadic gaps in the broadcasting. Sorry, just talking over early. It's episode 57. We're at minutes, I guess, 112 minutes into 114 minutes in. That's the 1 hour 52 marks, the 1 hour 54 mark. There's about 40 minutes left of the show. That means we've got 20 shows left if we're legally allowed to carry on. So I guess you wouldn't be listening to this if we got banned, right? Well, no, there'll be an audio version, which I guess most people listen to, but for the ages, somewhere to store the fucking show was going to be, obviously, YouTube.
So what's been going on? You've been in deals with Studio C Anal, you've been speaking to fucking Oliver Harper, retrospective dude.
Oliver Harper kindly gave me the person that came after him when he posted strangely enough, a retrospective of Terminator 2, which is basically a 20-minute kind of, I guess, redux breakdown of the film, how it got made, what happened in it. It's like our show, basically, but a lot better, and you can get it done in 20 minutes. Anyway, I'm just trying to find the email from the person in question from Studio Canal.
We haven't had the mailbag for
Matthew.
sad. What's happened to Boldner and John? John keeps sending me the most fucking amazing
Dick pics.
and he ran. But it needs to be Terminator related, guys. Come on. He used to write us like a fucking letter every week.
Well, we've been patchy lovers, haven't we? So we've not done enough shows back to back. Sorry, spoiled if my dad died and we got into legal wranglings with a giant evil corporation. Right. Basically,
spooning your ears again.
I messaged on the behest of Oliver Harper a guy called Matthew Sheehan who works at Studio Canal, basically in their copyright department. So I wrote to him, and he essentially said, can you send me the URLs or the links to the shows so I can investigate? So I sent him 2 shows, I guess the most swear-free, and I guess about the actual films first and foremost.
Which ones are they?
Episode 52, the shortest episode, and episode 44, Shock Horror, a show about Terminator, which contained no swearing or berating of anything to do with their product, essentially. If anyone's noticed on YouTube or iTunes that I've changed the title of the Fuck Studio Canal episode, we will change it back when this ends, believe me. But just in case they check up on us, I just thought perhaps...
He's going to suck some corporate cock for a little while.
Yeah, maybe not tell them to go fuck themselves just yet. Put that show up and go, haha, well, we're going to exist as an audio podcast no matter what you do.
You do realise that now every time you're like touching yourself, they can see.
Yeah, well, I'm quite itchy. I've been like huffing paint fumes and painting the potential new studio. Fussy. Right, so Matthew, although I sent him the URLs and the links, has said, thank you, I've passed on the information to our agents to look at this. If you've not heard from me by the end of the week, please feel free to chase me up.
Right, no, I will hear from you by the end of the week, motherfucker.
Well, I'll have to chase him up, obviously, because why would anyone care, quite frankly?
Exactly.
I don't see why they would actually embargo the show, because there's nothing actually in the show that requires, like, copyright infringement. There are, like, sound clips playing in the background, or we sometimes open with, like, 10 seconds of dialogue.
Yeah, but it's shitty quality, though, isn't it?
It's shitty quality, and we're talking over it anyway, so it doesn't matter. I think the only thing that actually take umbrage with is the fact we...
Still.
should be banned more for the fact we don't actually talk about Terminator. But I said in my letter, like, there's a ton of podcast reviews and people that do stuff on YouTube about all kinds of films because we like the films. We're not trying to, like, hoodwink you or steal money off you or pirate your fucking shitty movie. If you want to do that, go to kickasstorrents.ie and we'll put a link for it over the show. You can download any of Studio Canal's output. You can download Flash Gordon, the 1981 Brian Blessed Amazing Camp Fest. You can download for free any of the Terminator films, but I do recommend you download Terminator 2 because it's owned by Studio Canal. There's Ellie waving her, was it 8-bit version of the Terminator endoskeleton. If you want to download Highlander, I think download Highlander 1 because Studio Canal own it. If you want to do those things, you can. We've not done that. We've not done anything illegal. We're just doing a silly podcast. Now we've got the minutes of the meeting out of the way. We can go to the clip. As I said before, we are at the 112 minute to the 114 minute mark. That's 1 hour 52 minutes to 1 hour 54 minutes. This is quite good. I have to kind of keep remembering the cameras there. This is good presenting practice.
Good, I'm glad. It's all about practice.
It starts with the helicopter breaking into the scene, and it ends with the cop cars being shot to pieces by the Terminator. Boo, 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 boo.
That we've finally got a little bit of action going on. I haven't had a gunfight in far too long.
Whoa!
You not think?
Yeah. I'm assuming this is going to be piped through the microphone.
What is? The actual movie?
Can you hear the movie on my end being shot to pieces?
I can't, but...
Oh, that's interesting. Well, maybe they'll hear it from me because...
I've got a bit of volume on mine, and I can hear that, but very, very quietly.
Okay. Maybe any one of us should have the sound on then, because it might be confusing to the listener. I'm assuming because I called you, my sound will take precedence. Sorry, everyone, this is the first time we've done a Skype Terminator podcast, so bear with us.
It's the pilot. It's the fucking pilot. Give us the break.
Ellie would have made more effort to look nice for the podcast, I'm sure. You look like you're like some like Sid and Nancy-esque Escape from New York junkie punk in some rundown motor. Hey, I know you. You're a Snake Plissken.
I went to the gym.
Have you got a way out to the outside, Snake? Snake, take me with you.
I think I look really cool. I've got my...
Yes, you do. You look very.
Okay, so now what you do is you say to a girl she looks very, so if she's that confident and happy with herself, she'll take it as a compliment, and if she's insecure and a bit, she'll be like, very what? God, I can read you like a book. I'm not a very good book.
Well, you know what?
Not Andy McNabb.
It works.
Which actually improves everything.
It works.
Does it work?
Yeah. Anyway, this one's for Spaldner. You're going to see your first video. Well, you know what? You're not going to see this for about 2 weeks, and I guess, or never really, if it sadly turns out that we're never going to be able to put this on YouTube. But you're going to see Ellie do her first fact attack on camera.
Oh my God!
Episode 57. If you're listening to this, wait 2 weeks and go to the YouTube channel. Hopefully, you'll see Ellie do this fact attack. Here comes trivia. Very nice, Ellie. If you do it the next time, just remember you've got a small lens on above your screen. You should do it into that for the next time, or just do it into that anyway, so it looks like you're looking at me.
On like 6 yellow pages just to boost me up, motherfucker. I'm only like 3'6".
Oh, look at me in my little clogs. You need to listen to Opie and Anthony with their righteous kill with De Niro and Pacino, and they just pick it up Pacino for an hour. Oh, you cry with laughter. It's so good.
There's a little bit of weed come out.
Yeah. This one's for Spaldner if he's even listening. The minigun that Arnold used is a 7.62 millimeter. The helicopter minigun, of course, made famous by Bill Duke, who played Mac in Terminator. Now spelled Mac, hat, and growing up alone. The minigun in real life shoots 7.62 millimeter rounds at 6,000 per minute. Now this version was modified. What was that? This version was modified by a steam bridge, which are the custom. What are you doing, Ellie?
I actually have said gun. Let me just get this up. Hey.
If you're looking at the camera right now, the actual minigun I'm discussing, the toy version, is being held up to the camera by Ellie. It's from the 8-bit NECA Terminator endoskeleton with minigun single pack figure. Comes in a lovely box. It's the other alternative version is the orange and the blue Terminator twin pack. So anyway, the minigun, of course, shoots. It's a helicopter minigun. It shoots 7.62 millimeter rounds at 6,000 per minute. Now, Steambridge, with the company that kind of modified all the guns for this film, basically. This version was modified by them, and it shoots 2,000 rounds a minute. So it's visible on film.
Wow! Was he actually firing the gun?
He was actually firing the gun. He's obviously firing blanks, and all the things, the cop cars blowing up is obviously like explosive charges and squibs, if you will, which are the small like bullet hits.
Isn't it? That's like his little rocket launcher thing. It's not a rocket launcher. What gun's that actually? Because that's a fucking badass. I love the sound it makes. It's like.
That's his grenade launch, right? We actually we covered this actually in the Enrique episode. I'll go back through the notes and find out what it is, but that has actually been covered. Anyway, they dialed this gun back, basically, Steambridge. It was a 6,000 round a minute helicopter minigun, and they dialed it back to 2,000 rounds a minute, so you can actually see kind of like the flash from the front visible on film. Otherwise, it just like a flamethrower, essentially, with fire shooting out the front of the gun.
That sounds sick.
So they kind of like dialed it back 2/3 in terms of like dispensation of oh god, what do you call it when they shoot ordnance, when it shoots its ordnance? They just slowed it down basically to do like 2/3 less of the bullets, and now you can actually see it on film.
Wow! I just watched Arnie kick that desk through the window.
I've always thought that would feel great to do. I would love to do that.
I was literally just thinking, I used to fucking love that.
The best.
Just doing Terminator.
The best part of the movie.
Absolute element. Like holding that fucking massive badass gun.
Well, this is essentially this is kind of the pinnacle of his career, isn't it? Really, it's all downhill from here.
completely, fully clad in all his leathers. He's got his gloves on. He's kicking desks out of fucking windows. He's shooting the shit out of the popo.
Well, I don't just mean that. I just mean in terms of box office and the quality of film. It never got as good as this, really. You could argue, like, nothing really happens. He's got Junior. He did Total Recall. I think, no, the Total Recall was the year before this, but he did Last Action Hero, which is good, really good, but it's just not the heights of this. You've got Junior, which was a bit of a mess. From the same people that made Twins, by the way, but just not as good. Which is Ellie's new favourite Arnold Schwarzenegger film.
Oh, you don't get no standing card. Yak, don't talk back. I love it. Although I actually listened to the actual song and it's rubbish.
You never heard that song before?
Never heard it before.
Oh my god. Anyway,
it doesn't make me sad that it's a shit song, but Arnie does a great impression. Yak, don't talk back.
This actual scene we're actually watching now, although there's no dialogue in it, it was shot with multiple cameras at the same time, and every time they kind of like cut, it would take up to 24 hours to reset the entire scene, put fresh panels on the cop cars, get new cop cars in, take all the destroyed like plants and put them all back and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, obviously, I mean, it's like it's quite a technical section of the film in terms of filmmaking.
You know when you see all the police and they're hid behind that grassy knoll,
and they've run away. I think we're synced perfectly by accident, Ellie.
That's amazing. You know when they're all like ducked behind the grassy knoll and you see the bullets go. What would that have been then? Would that have been an actual gun? No,
Ellie. You never fire actual live ammunition on a film set.
So what makes that effect?
It's called a squib, which is a miniature explosive charge. So basically, if you get someone gets shot in like Lethal Weapon or something, they put squibs on them. So they put like a plastic or a carbon fiber or whatever they use now, plate against the chest under your shirt or t-shirt, and then they'll rig little like explosive charges all over your body, and then they'll put a blood bag over each of them.
Ah, okay, cool.
This is all wired down the actor's leg, or remotely, which I assume they do now, and then a physical effects technician, someone like Michael Lantieri, who did like all the physical effects in Jurassic Park, he put a guitar string under the dashboard of the car and twanged it, so you get that perfect kind of like concentric circles on the underwater. Yeah, so anyway, awesome. If you're rigging someone to get shot in a film or a lawn, so many lawns were killed. Shoot my grassy knoll, said JFK. Basically, yeah, it's an explosive charge, rigged remote control, rigged via radio, and then they put a blood bag over it. So when it explodes, it goes and the blood shoots out like that. Obviously, you wouldn't fire live ammunition into a film set full of actors and technicians and things. So there we go. As I said in my notes, I was going to say all the bullets and cop cars are pre-rigged, and if they wanted to reshoot or there was a mistake, they'd have to go back and spend the next 24 hours essentially just putting every single, like, I guess, like blood pack, bullet hit, exploding plant, blade of grass, everything basically. So yeah.
What about the tree that gets fucking bastardized by the desk?
That probably didn't make it.
Oh no, I love this bit. This is like a really it's quite a pinnacle moment, isn't it?
It's quite cathartic. You're like, yeah, the cops.
Like shooting the shit out of everyone, but doesn't actually hurt or kill anyone, as he's made the promise and said, "Trust me."
By the way, if you double-click your VLC player, you should map the film into the same size as the screen, and I will appear in a little box in the corner.
Oh, I've already got that.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I like it, but a question also. When he turns around, when he's run out of ammunition, and then they all start firing him, and he does that really slow walk back, and he's just being shot to bits and stuff. Why would he walk? Why not just do a little jog, and then he'd minimise damage?
And go,
yeah. I mean, I've seen him do like a slight canter, like in some parts of the film. But why just slowly walk back? Surely it would he'd be more efficient if he was less damaged, because that's when he kind of takes a good few hits. I mean, it's a wicked like shot. It looks really good. Just the little bits being blown off him, and it's just like, yeah, I'm a badass. Yeah, I'm taking hits, but I can give a fuck, mate. Do Do you not think you'd do a little run? No?
You would, because also his body's been re-damaged. You're going to have to pull all those bullets out the back of his head and neck. But I suppose he knows he can't survive anyway. So, yeah, but you're right. I suppose it would look less stoic and less manly if he just kind of went...
Or just went,
So, yeah. There's the good shot, by the way, when the cops actually run away from that car, he does in fact fire a grenade through the side window of that thing. So it's a really good. It looks very much like something. It looks like something shoots out. Obviously, the grenade is fake, and the car blows up separately to that. But
how would he know that wouldn't kill him?
I don't know. Well, someone's either shooting the window out off camera or shooting a beanbag at the car, and they just timing it perfectly with his shot, with the camera going down over his shoulder. Or he's actually shooting like a dud grenade into the window of the car, and then they blow it up. It's a cool shot.
Can you imagine if like one of those bullets had been real though? Like, there was like one bullet, wasn't there, that killed Brandon Lee?
Well, no, that was a. Oh God.
Don't tell me that's a conspiracy. Was he murdered?
Well, a lot of Chinese like myths and legends surround that, saying they were kind of cursed, and there was a curse in the family.
He died at like 33, wasn't it?
Something like that. They all die. You either die at 27 or 33. So you're either a rock star or a religious figure. All religious figures. All religious figures. Yeah, all religious figures die at 33. Jesus, for instance, and all rock stars: Amy Winehouse, Kurt Cobain, Jim Morrison, etc. Brian Jones from the Rolling Stones, all 27. So.
How old was Brittany Murphy when she died?
I'm neither a rock star or a religious figure.
That's why you're still alive.
Yeah.
No, you're Satan. That's fine. One of Satan's spawn. You're just gonna go. You're gonna live for like fucking 10,000 years, and you're just gonna drag your sorrowful, miserable ass from century to century, fucking hating everything and everyone and yourself.
Sitting on a throne of blood with skulls, wearing the king's crown on a troubled brow, like Conan.
A troubled brow.
It is I, his chronicler, who will tell you about Ethan the Barbarian.
Right.
Right.
That does sound pretty cool. Yeah, so what else was I going to say? Fuck. Totally thrown now with this image of you sat on loads of skulls with blood coming out the walls. It's a cool image. Draw that, John. Draw that, John. Do we have any more facts? Can I fact attack the shit out of it anymore?
You can't. Those are my two main facts, really.
Oh.
Sorry.
Soz. We see some interracial bonding where we've got John and Dyson working together.
That's true.
Turning the keys. Turning the key. Actually, the next couple of minutes is going to be pretty cool because it's when we see the chip and the original arm from the first movie. Oh, it's so exciting.
They do.
They do.
They do.
So, do you have anything more that you want to add to this particular clip?
Unless you do.
No, I think I've covered all bases, really.
You have thoughts?
I have many thoughts, but that probably have nothing to do with Terminator.
And a lovely old time last night looking at the extras on the DVD of the car, how they made it and stuff. So.
Oh, awesome!
Just quite happy with that.
Can you send it through to me?
Well, no, because on a Blu-ray, you've not got a Blu-ray player, and you can't.
From your DVD.
Yeah, weirdly, you can't ever find. You can find films online, but no one ever pirates like the making ofs or stuff. Occasionally, you find stuff on YouTube, like I guess the making of Alien or Aliens. Yeah, but.
The Abyss.
That's why I've never thrown away all my old DVDs, because even on some of the new Blu-rays, they haven't got such good extras, basically. So. I need to figure out a way of ripping them and getting them off DVD, a disc.
Can't you put it into your computer and rip it that way?
You don't have disc drives on computers anymore. That's the problem.
Yeah, but I've got a disc drive in this one.
That's true.
Rip that. Rip that.
Rip. Rip.
Fucking the Plymouth Christine car. Oh my god. The one that's got where the lights come on.
Yeah, the headlights.
So bad.
They're really expensive though. They're £100 now because they're rare.
Dude, I'd buy that for £100. Sounds just like that. Although I've had safety dance, the club mix, like going on in my head all fucking day. And I've literally just been doing that all day, and I'm like, Ellie, what the fuck are you singing?
Never heard of it.
Have you never heard it?
Nah.
It's amazing. It's so good.
Oh, well, I've sent it to Ethan. It's fine. You don't have to.
Yeah, no, but I would seriously buy that car. Can you get it from eBay? Where would you buy the car from?
I don't know. All the dealers are American. So
here's what I bought from America. I really want one. I want the car.
well, if you look at the links, some of the postage is like £40 as well, because they know they're rare. They can try and fucking rip you off a little bit, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, but if they're rare, then it means that not many people have them. So
I think many people have them. I just think, I don't know. I just whatever. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Have you got anything else to add to the show before we sign off, Ellie?
How is Arnold Schwarzenegger's face so shiny in this scene? Because it's not glistening.
I thought that. He wouldn't be sweating, would he?
But he's just really, yeah.
Oh no, he would be sweating. 'Cause he's like blood, sweat, bad breath, everything.
Everything. Hard dick.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's just very shiny, but it's not like a sweat. It's just like his face is just very shiny, very angular.
This is true.
In fact, I think his cheekbones are the most prominent in this movie, and especially in this scene.
Cheekbones from Dudley.
Cheekbones, it's raw chiseled, isn't he, Bob?
You sicken me.
Whatever, for rope.
Do you think I should ask the agent what the problem was?
Always.
I'm feeling a bit.
On the odd occasion that I've not got a job, I've always gone back and said, can you just give me some constructive feedback so that I know not to do that or I can learn from it.
That's it, constructive feedback. I will do that. Very nice. I'm squeezing my tits on camera. I need to stop doing that. Because you can see me, listeners and viewers. I'm sorry. But I think, this is the first Skype podcast. I think for the future, this is how to do podcasts, really, earphone to earphone.
Plugged in.
Yeah. So,
I think it was quite successful.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if it's recorded. This is a bit of another test, everyone. We're sailing this show on troubled waters at the moment, sadly, because we're being attacked. We're being attacked by corporate. Is it France? And there's various other dramas happening in our lives at the moment. We should be back, hopefully, shipshape and back on the streets within the next week, in the non-prostitute sense, of course. So my Notting Hill reference. So thank you all for watching. I've been Ethan McKinley. That's been... I don't know what side you're on in this split screen. Maybe you're in a box. I asked for split screen. Anyway, forward, but she's trapped in a glass case of emotion. That's been Ellie Fitzgerald.
I'm Ellie Fitzgerald. I can say my own name, but...
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Well, let's see if this is what Hasta Vista. Whoa.
Why do all the machines want to kill all the humans? Why can't we just be friends? And love each other. Watch out for machines, they're unstoppable. Watch out for machines, they will rule the world. Why do all the machines drop the nukes in the future? Why not go back in time to kill John Connor? Watch out for machines, they're unstoppable. Watch out for machines,